He sat in silence for months. Jamarra Ugle-Hagan, once the pride of the draft, the #1 pick destined for greatness, found himself spiraling. Not from lack of talent. Not from injury. But from the weight of expectation, scrutiny, isolation. From the noise that doesn't stop even when the stadiums go quiet. He walked away from the game he once loved. He gave his car keys to a friend. Not because he was drunk. Not because he was tired. But because he didn't trust himself to drive. Because in his own words, he didn't think life was worth living. This wasn't a headline. This was a cry. And finally, now, we've heard it. Jamarra Ugle-Hagan stood up and told his story. Opened his heart on the Rip Through It podcast and let the world into the storm he's been battling, a storm far more dangerous than anything he's faced on the field. I had to go to a rehab facility, he said, his voice steady but vulnerable. There were times I didn't want to live. This is the truth behind the stats. Behind the hype. Behind that next Buddy Franklin tag that's followed him since he was a teenager. It's pain. It's pressure. It's the darkness that fame never prepares you for. He turned to alcohol. Turned to mates. Turned to training without purpose. He had no game on the horizon. No match to work toward. Just endless days of going through the motions, clinging to any upper that made the day bearable. And yet, in that spiral, he found something else. Something small. Something human. Hope. That hope took him to a retreat in northern New South Wales. Not to escape the game. But to find himself. And now, he's back. Not just physically, but emotionally. Spiritually. Purposefully. I want to play footy, he said. I want to kick AF*** in goal in front of those crowds. And he will. The Bulldogs faithful have watched from afar. His teammates have kept playing. But Jamarra, he's been watching, supporting, wishing, hoping, healing, and now, he wants one more. Or maybe more than one. Maybe many. Because this comeback isn't just about football. It's about taking back control. About standing in front of a crowd not to be worshipped, but to be heard. His coach Luke Beveridge stands by him. The club does too. There's no trade to Sydney. No whispers of departure. Just loyalty, forged in vulnerability. The Bulldogs have given me everything, he said. So why can't I get back? And you know what? He will. This game can chew you up. It can glorify you 1 minute, and tear you apart the next. But it can also redeem. And Jamarra Ugle-Hagan is writing his redemption story. He hasn't played since the elimination final loss to Hawthorn. But he led the Bulldogs with 43 goals last season. The talent never left. Only the light dimmed for a while. But now the light's returning. And just as he prepares to lace up the boots again, the Bulldogs reminded everyone why they're dangerous. On the field, they unleashed fury. A 79-point demolition of Richmond. Ruthless, relentless, dominant. Sam Darcy kicked 5. Bontempelli was everywhere, 29 touches, 3 goals, 12 involvements. The midfield controlled the tempo. The backline shut the Tigers out. It was complete. And it lifted the Bulldogs into the top 8. Gold Coast, meanwhile, slipped out after their last quarter collapse against GWS. A game they led at every change. A game they should have won. But the Giants stormed home in the Expansion Cup and stole it. Matt Rowell, he's staying. Turning down Victorian clubs, doubling down on the Suns' vision. That's loyalty. That's belief. But the Suns' loss stings. Especially when the Bulldogs are rising. Even as the scoreboard lit up against Richmond, the story still belonged to Jamarra. Because his return isn't just about goals. It's about courage. It's about standing tall after being brought to your knees. He's still under the AFL's mental health protocols. He still needs clearance to play. But he's training. He's talking. He's walking forward. This isn't the fairy tale comeback yet. But it's the first chapter. And make no mistake, this is not a story of weakness. It's a story of extraordinary strength. When he does return, and he will, that first goal will mean more than any other. Not because it wins a match. But because it defies the odds. Because it says, I made it back. Football is brutal. But it's beautiful, too. It gives second chances. The same crowd that once expected perfection from him will now stand and cheer something more powerful, his humanity. Jamarra Ugle-Hagan is not just a footballer. He is a fighter. And now, he fights not just for points. But for peace. For purpose. For himself. And one day soon, he'll do what he's always done best, kick AF*** in goal in front of thousands, and feel alive doing it.